İsrail, biz de seni savaş suçlusu olarak dünyaya ilan edeceğiz.
Çünkü bu Batı'nın sana borcu çok. Ama Türkiye'nin sana borcu yok.
A potential war between Israel and Turkey once seemed unimaginable. Now it looms ominously over the eastern Mediterranean. Quietly but urgently, military strategists and diplomats across the region are preparing for scenarios once considered impossible. Tensions between Ankara and Tel Aviv have rapidly intensified. Turkey has halted all trade with Israel, accusing it openly of committing war crimes in Gaza. President Erdogan has gone even further, stating publicly that the existence of the Israeli state is untenable, a declaration Israel interpreted as aligning Turkey directly with extremist factions. Israel, in turn, has responded with a series of calculated strikes against Turkish-backed positions in Syria, raising alarms across the globe. Amidst the escalating crisis stands Greece, not merely as an observer, but as a key player whose next moves may decisively shape the future of the region. With extensive alliances, an ongoing military modernization program, and a central role in pivotal energy corridors, Greece faces a high-stakes decision. Should it maintain its strategic alignment with Israel, cautiously accept unexpected diplomatic overtures from Turkey, or seek a perilous neutrality? Each choice offers distinct opportunities, but each comes with profound risks, historical burdens, and uncertain outcomes. As these tensions reach their peak, understanding Greece's potential decisions is crucial, not only for the region, but for the wider world. In the minutes that follow, this analysis will explore the hidden layers of this crisis, the secret diplomacy already underway, and the possible scenarios that Greece faces. Stay with us until the end to understand not only what's at stake for Greece, but how its choice could redefine power dynamics across the eastern Mediterranean. This video is brought to you by Freedom 24. Freedom 24 is a trusted European platform for investing in global markets. More about them shortly. For years, Greece has walked a fine line in the eastern Mediterranean, but as tensions between Israel and Turkey surge from simmering hostilities to the brink of war, Athens is no longer a bystander. It stands in the middle of an unfolding storm, with a rare chance to redefine its role on the regional chessboard. Historically, Greece's strategy has been straightforward: strengthen alliances, modernize its military, and position itself as a reliable pillar of stability in the eastern Mediterranean. Israel, for over a decade, has emerged as a crucial partner in this strategy. Through joint military drills, intelligence sharing, and ambitious energy projects like the EastMed pipeline, Athens and Jerusalem have formed a partnership designed explicitly to counterbalance Turkish ambitions. To Greece, Israel represents more than just an ally. It is a powerful, dependable friend in an unpredictable neighborhood. Yet, as tensions surge between Turkey and Israel, Athens is confronted with a challenging, high-stakes dilemma. Turkey, despite its aggressive stance, remains a NATO ally and an unavoidable neighbor, one whose geographical proximity demands constant caution. While Greece's strategic interests align closely with Israel, geography and history demand it remain alert to any diplomatic openings from Ankara, especially in a time of escalating tensions. Intelligence reports and diplomatic whispers now suggest Turkey may already be preparing a surprising diplomatic maneuver. Should war erupt with Israel, Ankara could seek a swift diplomatic agreement with Greece, not out of goodwill but strategic necessity. Such an offer could include serious bilateral negotiations to settle the continental shelf and exclusive economic zones between the two countries, or even submitting the maritime disputes to the International Court of Justice, moves that Greece has long desired but never really expected to see from Turkey. Yet Greek leaders and analysts are cautious, recalling a painful historic record. Turkey has repeatedly reneged on promises made to Athens. Examples include the devastating Istanbul pogrom of 1955, despite a treaty of friendship, the sudden closure of the Halki Seminary in 1971, despite international agreements, the dangerous EMEA crisis in 1996, and the recent weaponization of migrants along the Evros border in 2020. These incidents underscore a clear pattern. Diplomatic overtures from Ankara often serve as short-term tactical maneuvers rather than genuine long-term commitments. Thus, Greece now faces a critical choice: seize the diplomatic moment, risking its credibility with Israel and its strategic partners, or stand firm alongside its existing alliances, even at the cost of heightened tensions with a suddenly vulnerable and unpredictable Turkey. As Greece weighs its next move, a dangerous conflict is already underway, not on front pages, but in the shadows. In Syria, Israel and Turkey are no longer circling each other. They've begun to strike, and in the next chapter, we'll uncover where the first blows have landed. In times like these, when geopolitical shifts redefine futures, it's not just nations that must navigate uncertainty wisely. It's a critical moment for individuals too, making strategic decisions for their financial stability. That's why we recommend taking a closer look at Freedom 24. A platform that offers professional access to global stock markets and a range of powerful investment tools, including corporate and government bonds that can help balance your portfolio during times of uncertainty. With Freedom 24, you can explore more than 15 major global exchanges, from Nasdaq to the London Stock Exchange, all from one easy-to-use platform, backed by expert market insight. Whether you're considering ETFs, stocks, or looking to navigate the bond market with confidence, Freedom 24 gives you the tools to act wisely in a world that rarely stands still. You can download the app for free using the link in the description. While the world nervously watches the Mediterranean for signs of direct conflict between Israel and Turkey, a quieter but dangerously intense battle is already unfolding. Its front line is not Gaza or the Aegean, but the fractured and war-weary landscape of Syria, where Israeli jets and Turkish forces are already engaged in what many describe as a hidden proxy war. Officially, neither Ankara nor Jerusalem admits they're at war, yet facts on the ground tell another story entirely. Under the shadow of a collapsed Syrian state, Turkey has rapidly carved out a substantial buffer zone across northern Syria. Ankara insists that this is purely defensive, an effort to dismantle Kurdish groups it considers extensions of terrorist organizations like the PKK. Beneath this claim lies a broader Turkish ambition: securing strategic influence over northern Syria and reshaping the geopolitical landscape to its advantage. Israel, meanwhile, views Turkey's Syrian campaign with deep concern. While Turkish operations have diminished Iranian presence in certain regions, they've simultaneously bolstered Sunni extremist factions, some closely linked with Hamas. For Israel, the stakes couldn't be higher. A strengthened Turkish presence near its border threatens new and unpredictable security challenges, a scenario Israeli policymakers are determined to avoid at all costs. Quietly but decisively, Israel has started providing arms and critical intelligence to Kurdish fighters opposing Turkish advances. At the same time, Israeli jets have launched multiple precise strikes on Turkish-aligned militia positions, military bases, and logistics hubs in Syria. Actions Ankara publicly denies, but privately acknowledges as severe provocations. Recent Israeli airstrikes reportedly hit strategic Turkish installations near Aleppo, explicitly aiming at halting Ankara's efforts to deploy advanced weapon systems, including, most notably, Russian-made S-400 missiles onto Syrian territory. Yet Syria is more than just a strategic chessboard. It's also home to vulnerable minority populations that Israel has pledged to protect, particularly the Druze and Christian communities near Ceuta. Any Turkish incursion into these sensitive regions would cross a critical Israeli red line, possibly triggering open military action from Jerusalem. While neither Turkey nor Israel openly acknowledges these escalating clashes, both know they're walking a fine line. Syria today resembles a tinderbox. One misstep, one miscalculation, and the quiet conflict simmering beneath the surface could explode into a full-scale war. This shadowy conflict is already reshaping regional dynamics, pulling nations like Greece closer to critical decisions. What unfolds in Syria now will set the stage for larger confrontations in the Mediterranean, forcing Athens to weigh carefully its own diplomatic and military calculations. But can Greece trust Turkish diplomatic gestures amid these quiet battles? Or is Ankara's softer tone toward Athens just another strategic distraction designed to neutralize Greece before a larger storm? By the way, only 6% of you watching have subscribed. If you appreciate deep dive geopolitics that go beyond the headlines, hit like and subscribe. It helps us make more videos like this. As the shadow war between Israel and Turkey intensifies in Syria, another subtle yet equally critical strategy unfolds behind diplomatic curtains. Turkey's leadership, acutely aware of the dangers of a two-front conflict, with Israel to its south and Greece on its western flank, has begun carefully signaling Athens, seeking to calm tensions in the Aegean Sea and neutralize Greece from a potential conflict scenario. In recent weeks, there has been a remarkable intensification in diplomatic exchanges between Athens and Ankara. Greek Foreign Minister Georgios Geropetritis and his Turkish counterpart Hakan Fidan have met frequently in both formal summits and less publicized discussions. The symbolism is clear. Turkey is actively pursuing dialogue, offering a softer rhetoric rarely seen in recent history. These meetings, including the recently highly publicized talks in Ankara and Istanbul, suggest a diplomatic momentum rarely witnessed since the period of rapprochement in the early 2000s. Now, as war looms to the south, Ankara reintroduces previously rejected ideas, only this time as potential lifelines rather than bargaining chips. Yet herein lies the crucial dilemma. Is Ankara genuinely aiming to diffuse decades-old tensions and pave the path toward lasting cooperation? Or is this merely another calculated maneuver, an opportunistic tactic aimed at neutralizing Greece diplomatically, keeping Athens sidelined and hesitant at the critical moment when Israel and Turkey finally come to blows? The strategic calculus is complex. Accepting Turkish overtures could yield short-term gains, possibly securing Greece's eastern borders and reducing the immediate risk of conflict. But it risks compromising Greece's credibility and standing with vital strategic partners, Israel, Cyprus, Egypt, and France, who view Ankara's overtures with understandable suspicion. On the other side, Israel is reinforcing its strategic partnership with Greece, a relationship cultivated over the past decade through extensive military cooperation and mutual geopolitical alignment. This deepening alliance is anchored not only in joint Air Force exercises, such as the high-profile Eniochos and Blue Flag drills, but also in long-term structural investments that bind the two nations' defense strategies. A centerpiece of this collaboration is the International Air Force Training Center in Kalamata, operated by Israel's defense giant Elbit Systems. This 1.4 billion euro facility, modeled after Israel's own advanced training programs, is transforming Greece into a regional hub for pilot training, equipping Hellenic Air Force cadets with cutting-edge simulators, training aircraft, and operational doctrine aligned with NATO standards. Beyond training, Greece has procured Spike NLOS missile systems from Israel, long-range precision weapons that dramatically expand Greek deterrence capabilities in the Aegean and Eastern Mediterranean. Additionally, Athens is actively discussing the joint development of a 2 billion euro integrated air defense system, inspired by Israel's Iron Dome, to shield against aerial threats. This forms a key pillar of Greece's broader Achilles Shield initiative, which envisions a full-spectrum modernization of its armed forces. But this strategic cooperation extends beyond defense. Greece and Israel are also aligned on key energy and infrastructure initiatives, most notably the EastMed pipeline, which aims to transport natural gas from Israeli and Cypriot fields to Europe via Greece, bypassing Turkish-controlled routes. Likewise, the Euro-Asia Interconnector, a major electricity cable project linking Israel, Cyprus, and Greece, represents a cornerstone of regional energy independence and European energy diversification. These developments underscore a vital strategic truth. While Turkey seeks to dilute Greece's role through diplomacy, Israel is embedding Greece deeper into a network of military, energy, and infrastructure cooperation that may soon become indispensable. In this complex scenario, Greece must navigate carefully, weighing the benefits of Turkey's diplomatic overtures against the tangible military support and strategic alignment offered by Israel. The decisions made at this critical juncture will not only define Greece's regional role, but also influence a broader balance of power in the Eastern Mediterranean. In times of war, choices shape nations, and for Greece, the looming confrontation between Israel and Turkey is not just a foreign crisis, it's a strategic reckoning. This is where Greece could truly lose or win big. If Greece misreads this moment, it could find itself dangerously exposed. Accepting Turkey's gestures at face value, gestures born from Ankara's fear of a two-front war, could offer temporary calm in the Aegean. But history whispers caution. From the broken promises of the Lausanne Treaty to the invasion of Cyprus and the weaponization of migration in Evros, Turkey's record offers more warnings than assurances. A Greece that leans too far into Turkish charm offenses risks becoming strategically irrelevant the moment Ankara no longer needs its silence. Worse, neutrality in the name of short-term peace may fracture Greece's credibility with its closest allies. Israel, a partner built over years of hard military cooperation and trust, could see hesitation as betrayal. Egypt, Cyprus, and France might view a passive Greece as unreliable in the face of Turkish ambition. And if Israel were to lose ground in this conflict, if Turkey were to come out stronger, Greece could find itself facing a more confident and assertive neighbor with fewer allies willing to step in. But if Athens makes the hard choice, if it solidifies its stance alongside Israel and its regional coalition, it could emerge as the Eastern Mediterranean's true pivot. A Greece that is clear, credible, and unwavering in its alliances sends a message of resolve. It secures deeper military ties, intelligence sharing, and economic cooperation with Israel. It fortifies its place in trilateral partnerships that include the United States and the EU. Perhaps most importantly, it earns long-term deterrence, the kind that outlasts governments and reshapes maps. Greece's decision will not come with clear answers. It will require vision, risk-taking, and the ability to distinguish opportunity from trap. But this is the nature of high-stakes diplomacy. You cannot win big without playing big. The danger of loss is real, but the potential to lead, not just to survive, is equally within reach. As the region inches toward confrontation, the real question is not who fires first, but who chooses wisely. Thanks again to Freedom 24 for supporting this video. Don't forget to visit their website via the link below and explore your investment possibilities. If you found value in this analysis, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Your support helps us keep exploring the real forces shaping our world. Stay informed. See you in the next video.